Let's give a round of applause to Aleksandra Stein.
Not only was that a crazy tough act to follow, I now have two things to manage. This is maybe more than I can handle. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
And can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, we have an activity. So let's imagine a world where every person could have access to nutritious, delicious meals and snacks, where no one has to go hungry. Would it surprise you to hear that we live in that world today? We grow enough food to feed every person on this planet. I'm Aleksandra, the founder of Keep Good. The hunger that we face in the US and globally, it's not about scarcity, it's about outdated systems. We are deeply dissatisfied with the status quo, and we are building new infrastructure to turn food excess into access. Every year in the US, we waste 160 billion pounds of perfectly good food. That is over $400 billion in value lost, taking up a quarter of our landfills in the process. We're not talking compost and leftovers, pallets of farm fresh produce. And it's nobody's fault, it's logistics. Food spoils, and our systems weren't designed to capture surplus. If we tap into that abundance, we have more than enough to feed every one of the 45 million individuals facing food insecurity in the US today, and in building up healthy reserves for the growing need to support our emergency preparedness supplies. The solution is simple. It's freeze-drying, a NASA-approved preservation technology. Freeze-drying retains 97% of its nutrition. Compare that to the 60% you get from a can. Creates shelf-stable meals and snacks that last for over 20 years. They're lightweight enough to send into space, but they're ready in just minutes. No fridge, no stove necessary. Nonprofits in the food rescue space, like FarmLink, are already moving tons, literally tons, of fresh fruits and veggies. They're powered by hundreds of farms, thousands of volunteers, and millions of dollars in funding. But you don't have to have large-scale and national shipping to be doing food rescue. This is happening and having amazing impacts in our own backyards. But fresh foods still go bad. About 40% of rescued fresh foods spoil before they can reach a plate. That's where we come in. We supply the just-in-time preservation and logistics that's still missing.
Sorry.
Okay. So our partners set aside their surplus for Keep Good to process, feed for service. They give back shelf-stable meals and snacks, allowing them to extend their current reach. They rescue, we stabilize. Today, we're building the playbook. Early pilots and partnerships have allowed us to prove the concept, create scalable processes, and get initial feedback. Our next step is to build out a regional hubs and processing centers where we put that playbook into practice and generate fee for service as well as licensing revenues. National replication isn't about growing big, but replication in key states. Our revenue projections are tied to hub onboarding as well as local seasonality. So with 2 major hubs operational, we close in on our first $500,000 in revenue, and we break even the following year. our first year, we have been laser focused on proving the operational model. That's going to be sourcing, processing, packaging, and distribution. We have already processed over 500 pounds of excess donated to us. We've created meals and snacks and have much more in store. We even have early measurements that indicate that we are cutting that spoilage rate in half, 40% down to 20%. We think we can get that into 10% over time. Our next step is focus on streamlining and scaling those operations. So whether that's building out a standalone hub or in a strategic partnership, we are looking for a location that allows us to grow our current capacity to 50 or 150,000 pounds of fresh food processed in this region per year. So we are building capacity to capture and cultivate this new and underserved market. My background is building infrastructure, transforming operations in highly regulated industries, creating sustainable solutions with measurable impact. My COO brings operational and financial best practices, ensuring that our hubs scale efficiently, and our advisors add depth where it really matters: emerging market insights, preservation technology, and brand resonance. Our next step, next 6 months, we're really focused on building out that regional hub. So we are looking for contacts, folks who have potential locations, additional food safe processing space. Help us find a home that helps turn food excess into access. Thank you.